Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 7 of Yakuza 0. In the last episode, Kiryu got kicked out of the Yakuza. So yeah, I think this is kind of false advertisement, but he was picked up by Tachibana. And now, he's taking a bath in Tachibana's house because Kiryu had a heroic blue screen of death in the middle of a rainy day. So, yeah, Tachibana did ask him for help, but first, he cleaned up Kiryu. So at least he won't catch pneumonia. And while that Dragon of Dojima tattoo is not filled yet, it will be. By Kiwami. Anyway, with that said, we've got a lot of plot. So let's get that out of the way and see why does he want our help.
食事まだ済んでませんよね。よかったらいかがです？
悪いが空気にはなれねえ。あんたが誰かを聞くまではな。
私に危険はありませんよ、桐生さん。くつろいでください。
俺の服は
だいぶ汚れていましたのでクリーニングさせています。すぐにお返ししますよ。
Tachibanaさんだったな。
ええ。ご安心ください。私は堅気の人間です。カムロ町で不動産屋を営んでいます。
不動産屋？それが俺に何の用だ？
料理本当に食べないんですか？右手は義手です。不作法なのはご容赦を。数年前に失ってから寒くなると痛みます。不思議なものでないはずの指先までうずいて鎮痛剤も効きません。四六時中痛みを我慢するだけです。でも痛みを顔に出すのは面倒なんでやめました。
そんなことは聞いてねえ。
桐生さんは登場過剰という言葉を知ってますか？
登場？
登場過剰。いくつもの花が集まって大きな一つの花になっているものをそう言います。実はあなたもよくご存知のある花もその登場過剰でしてね。
何の話をしてる？
ひまわりですよ。ひまわりのあの大きな花はたくさんの小さな花の集まりなんです。子供が集まる養護施設につけるにはいい名前です。風間さんがひまわりと名付けたんですか？
あんたは一体。
あなたはひまわりで錦山さんと兄弟同然に育った。もう一人沢村由美さんというお嬢さんもです。やがてあなたと錦山さんは親と慕う風間さんを追って極道の世界に入った。そして今は殺人の濡れ衣を着せられ、その影響で風間さんも破門の危機にある。
もういい。あんたが俺を調べたってのはよく分かった。大した情報源を持ってるらしい。だがなんで俺を調べた？あんたの目的は何なんだ？
今カムロ町の不動産屋が欲しがるものといえば一つしかありません。殻の一粒に決まっているじゃないですか。
また殻の一粒か。
私と手を組んでいただけませんか、桐生さん。堂島組の若頭補佐たちが殻の一粒を手にすれば風間さんは破門を免れません。ですが私があの土地を手に入れれば風間さんを守ることができます。それにあなたの濡れ衣も 晴らさなければカムロ町における我が社の情報網はちょっとしたものです。私と手を組めばきっと真犯人を追えます。
なんでそこまでして俺を引き入れようとする？あんたの本当の目的は何なんだ？俺の服を返してくれ、橘さん。
私の申し入れを拒むと？
あんたの話は俺にとって都合が良すぎる。この町じゃそういう時ほど用心しなきゃなんねえ。生き残るためにはな。
なるほど。少し甘く見ていたようですね。でもいつか考え直してくださると信じています。せめてこの名刺だけはお持ちいただけますか？
ああ、分かった。
服はすぐに持ってこさせます。では私はこれで。
Needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that the three lieutenants aren't the only one that's after the empty lot. No, apparently our one-armed friend Tachibana here is also after the empty lot. So, with that said, we could at least go to the Kazama family office to let everybody know that I'm not dead, and more importantly, I still have all my fingers intact. Unlike Kuze in the last episode. So, with that said, I'm going to put this bat up, and chances are I'm going to need to bat a little bit later on in the game, or something much stronger. Yeah, something much stronger would suffice. But with that said, we're going to head over to the office and meet up with Kazama. Now, on the way there, you could actually buy some food. The game's not stopping you from actually doing that, but however, it will stop you from doing any sort of side quests, because the side quests won't be available until after we go home. So let's go over to Dojima's headquarters, and not Dojima headquarters, I mean Kazama family headquarters, and of course, Kashiwagi is there. Now, enjoy Kashiwagi while you can. Yakuza 3. That is all.
柏木さん。
Kiryu!
錦。
お前、大丈夫だったのか？おい、マジかよ。よく殺されなかったな。
ああ、なんと。だがこれで俺はきっちり堂島組を破門になった。
そうか。それじゃあおやっさんももう大丈夫ってことか？
おやっさんのことはまだだ。俺の濡れ衣が晴れねえ限り堂島組はおやっさんに責任かぶせる気でいる。
なんでだよ。お前がもう組を抜けたってのにか。
ああ、ただそれでも一歩前進だ。堂島の大門が外れた以上、こっから好きにやらせてもらう。クゼを捕まえて真犯人の居所を吐かせてやる。
そうだな。分かった。それじゃあとりあえず柏木さんにも伝えねえと。行こうぜ。
いや、俺は登場界から破門された人間だ。もう風間組の事務所には入れない。柏木さんにはお前から伝えてくれ。
おい、何言ってんだよ、水くせえな。いいから来いって。
せめてものけじめだ。錦、きっちり筋は通す。
筋って、お前は何も悪いことしてねえのによ。だったらお前、この後アパート帰るだろ。俺もすぐ行くから、詳しい話はそこで聞かせてくれ。
分かった。
じゃあ後でな。
So now, with everything that has happened, we're going to have to head on home. And that's exactly where we're going to go. Straight home. And we're completely blocked off. So there's literally nothing else we can do today. Nobody we have to worry about. We'll just go straight home. Yeah, we may fight the occasional punks or two on the way, but for the most part, we just need to go straight home and get ourselves some sleep. And what the hell? Oh no! No, 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 no! Of course I'd run into this guy. Ah, damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned this guy back in part 5. And I mentioned this guy, I hinted this guy a little bit earlier. But folks, this is Mr. Shakedown. This is the gimmick for the entirety of Yakuza 0. Not only does Kiryu have to deal with this guy, but so does Majima. The thing is, Mr. Shakedown is a pretty tough son of a bitch. And if you don't have the stats, you're gonna constantly be losing your money to this guy. And guess what? There are 2 quests that involves beating this asshole. And I am not strong enough to do so. I mean, yeah, you could punch him, but here's the thing. 2 hits from him, 3 hits from him, you're dead. Guess what? 1 strike, he takes your money. But if you beat him, he's not going to give you anything for now, because primarily you're not supposed to beat him. This is an introductory to Mr. Shakedown. And yeah, I should have moved. Oh god! Oh god, I should have moved! Yeah, I can try to beat him, and you know what? I, honest to God, should have gotten into... Yeah, that's the thing. If I had Brawler, this would not be a problem. Because I would grab the nearest motorcycle and beat the shit out of him with it. And gain heat in the process. But that's the problem. I don't have Brawler yet. But it's not gonna matter because I just got shit stomped. However, there are upgrades with character points and certain items you can take, or buy actually, that could help you keep your money from Mr. Shakedown. We don't have those yet, so it's best for right now to avoid this fucker. But there is a quest, this one right here, the very first one, where you have to beat this big oaf. And every time you run into him, he's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, but he'll also have more money. It'll come to the point where you have to use weapons, very powerful weapons, to kill Mr. Shakedown and kill him dead. Okay, let me rephrase that. You can't really kill people, because after all, this is Yakuza. Kiryu doesn't kill people, right? But whatever the case, you need to get yourself strong enough. Go through training. And basically have a lot of tarners or whatever the hell you need on hand, because it's going to be a long battle if you do not have the strength to beat him. Oh, by the way, this lovely young lady right here is actually the start of a side quest. I should have actually been a little bit more honest, because I, forgot a few things, but yes. This corner store convenient clerk named Miho is supposedly going to be your friend. And the more you buy from this particular Papo, the more you become friends with her. Eventually, that's going to help you in Chapter 5, by the way. In fact, doing side quests in this particular chapter and also upping the friendships of certain people will definitely come in the long run as a great benefit. Especially since one of the prizes you could get for actually... No, not one of the main prize you could get for actually you know, upping Miho's friendship is in fact you having to buy that Papo that I was just in for free. I kid you not. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going on ahead and upping the training that I have. So that way, when I do get to Bacchus, I'll be able to do at least 3 sets of training with him. And the same thing goes with Kamoji. So I'm going to have to dump 30 grand in and eventually hope Mr. Shakedown doesn't find me. Because if he does, well, there goes my money. And that would suck. But with that said, let's just get on out of here and go straight to sleep. Oh, wait, actually we could visit Popo one more time. Here's the thing, you can keep coming back and visiting this place as much as you want. Oh, and now that I stop and think about it, I'm pretty sure, you do actually date women as a part of character, points. Because, or completion points, if you will. Because here's the thing. There are going to be times where you're going to have to use things like, I hope YouTube doesn't age restrict me for this. And if they do, well, phone sex. And yeah, that is a thing. Not only do you have to use that and successfully get a date with a girl for character points, but also that is for one of the kings. I'm not joking. And yeah, it may seem like I have a lot of dead spots here, but no, I'm not joking. One of the kings require you to have a successful phone sex minigame. Oh, and for all you people who don't know what phone sex is, you know, millennials anyway, that is what you call ASMR, except there's anonymity. And more importantly, we don't see your face. And speaking of not seeing people's faces, get out mine, you bastard! I'm trying to make up money. And more importantly, I'm also trying to go home. Well, that's some of the money I lost. Let's just go on ahead and get on our merry way. I hope I actually can find a Shakedown. No, not Mr. Shakedown, but goons shaking down innocent people. Because see, here's the thing. That's another way you're going to get enough money. Because sometimes goons shaking down innocent people will also give you medicine. It'll also give you random items. But particularly, it'll give you plates. Take those plates, sell them to Ebisu Pawn, and make a lot of money. And that's all you need to do. And that's why I'm hoping that a dialogue would show up in the middle, so that way I'll be able to find where those punks are and beat them up. And show you how to help somebody who is in the middle of a shakedown. But unfortunately, I thought that was a shakedown. Instead, no, that's just regular punks. So let's beat them up with a cut. Yeah, that's right, I'm jump cutting. Because I've already shown you the Men in Black. And they gave me a lot of money. Well, I'll basically make up everything I spent on myself as far as stats are concerned. And let's leave before Mr. Shakedown actually starts appearing. Oh, you'll know when he's there. And even then, the game will actually give you a radar once you get enough completion points to the shrine. When they give you a radar for Mr. Shakedown, yeah, it'll start going off, and if you see him, you run. Oh, even then, the game even has a warning for Mr. Shakedown without that radar anyway. So I just want to point that out to all of you. So with that said, let's go to bed and dwell on what the hell just happened for the last couple of days.
俺だ、桐生。入るぞ。
ビールしかねえぞ。
分かってるって。他に期待しちゃいねえ。
錦、あれから柏木さん何か言ってたか？
いや、何も。
そうか。
でもお前が生きて戻ってきたの見てからまたすげえ勢いで冷麺食ってたよ。それまではむっつり黙って何にも喋らなかったんだけどな。
あの人らしい。
だろ。そうか、あのクゼが円弧詰めることになるとはな。何が起きるかわからねえもんだ。
ああ、だがまだこれからだ。若頭補佐の3人のうちの誰かが殻の一粒を手にすりゃ、風間のおやつさんは組を追われる。それに俺の殺しの濡れ衣も晴らさねえと。殺に目つけられたらもう終わりだ。
そのことなんだけどよ、桐生。実はな、東光クレジットの社長、さっき殺されたぞ。
何？
ニュースになってる。会社の中で撃ち殺されてたらしい。あの社長はクゼの指示でお前を殻の一坪におびき出したんだろう。多分クゼがその口封じに殺させたんだ。
クゼはあいつはそんなに簡単に人を殺すのか？
あのバカなんだってやるさ。てめえの身を守るためだ。だからよ、正面切ってクゼから真犯人聞き出すってのは相当難しいぜ。他のやり方考えねえと。
他のやり方？
いや、そんなもんがありゃ苦労しねえか。
錦、お前橘不動産って知ってるか？
あ？Tachibana不動産？
組を抜けた後、その橘って男が来たんだ。殻の一粒を手にするために協力しろとな。奴は俺の濡れ衣を晴らせるとも言っていた。
おい、待て桐生。俺知ってるぞ、このTachibana不動産。奴ら殻の一坪にまで手出そうとしてんのか？
どういう連中なんだ？
Tachibana不動産は町に事務所構えてるような真っ当な会社じゃねえ。俺も聞きかじりだけどよ、一言で言え、カムロ町に特化した不動産乗っ取りのスペシャリストだ。
不動産乗っ取り？
ああ、今カムロ町は狭い土地に飲み屋やら風俗やら店がひしめき合って空きがねえ。しかもそのほとんどを東上界の極道たちが仕切ってる。だがTachibana不動産はそのカムロ町の鉄の壁に穴を開けることができるんだ。
鉄の壁に穴を開ける？
どんなに繁盛してる店だろうが、Tachibana不動産が目をつけりゃ数日持たずに中の人間は追い出されちまう。金、脅迫、嫌がらせ、ヤクザ顔負けのやり口で店潰しちゃ空きになった不動産を転売するって話だ。たとえ東上界のケツ持ちと勝ち合おうがお構いなしにな。今時の不動産周りは金の足づかみ競争だ。得体の知れない連中が群がってる。けどその中でもTachibana不動産は札付きだ。東上界本家も連中を排除しようと追ってるらしい。
本家か？
そのくらい厄介な連中ってことだ。けどそいつらがおめえの味方につくとなると面白くなるな。
信用できる相手ならの話だ。なんで俺を引き込もうとするのかTachibanaの腹が読めね
え。なら明日少し突っ込んでTachibana不動産を調べてみようぜ。探ってみる価値はある。
いや、調べんのは俺一人でやる。
あ？
お前が俺と一緒に動けば堂島組に目をつけられる。お前は関わるな。 桐生組抜けると決めた時から一人でやるのが覚悟の上だ。
And now our adventure fully begins. And we're going to be going to find out exactly what Tachibana has to offer, and more importantly, what exactly he's about. Because who's to say that Tachibana Real Estate isn't just another loan shark company? And wow, this place looks awfully familiar. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. This place definitely looks like something out of Persona 5. But we'll worry about that later. But for right now, we're going to go back to Kamurocho. And bear in mind, we're going to be going to and from that dingy-ass apartment for the rest of the game. So, with that said, there are places we can visit. Like, for instance, this area here is the batting cage. And probably one of the reasons why I'm not going to be going after the Amon family. Because there is a side quest with that, and I am not good at batting. I am not good at batting. And yeah, there are going to be random side quests that needs to be open. And here's the thing. There are some side quests that can only be opened after you deal with other side quests. Oh, right. Almost forgot. There's this Popo right here, I think. Or is this the one? Oh no, this is something completely different. Oh, and in case you're wondering why I bought a bottle of sake, there is a good reason for this. Because in order for us to actually move on, there are 5 bottles of liquor you need to buy. This store has one of them. I'm trying to remember the remainder of them, but you do have to buy sake. That's one. And I'm trying to think. You do need to buy malts. That's another one. Buy malts past me, please. And I know you gotta buy scotch. That's another one. I forgot what the last one was. So, with that said, buying liquor will make things a hell of a lot easier, because once we get to the part where it's needed, you won't have to run and, I won't have to run, actually, and go get the liquor. All I have to do is just give it to the hobos. Yeah, that's the reason why we're doing this. And by the way, in order for to get to that point, these 2 men, talk to them. They will pretty much point out exactly that there is not much to be found out about Yakuza, no, not Yakuza, I mean Tachibana Real Estate, even though the Yakuza is trying to find out about them and try to find a way to outspend him, or if need be, they may just have to eliminate him, one of the two. They need as much information as humanly possible and try to run him out of town. Because, quite frankly, he is an insurance, how should I put this? He's not only real estate, but he's also insurance. And yeah, that can be a rather infuriating... Oh god, we ran into more punks, didn't we? Well, let's go beat these guys up. Quickly. And they're dead. Good. So, with that said, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, we have to deal with real estate, which, by the way, deals with home insurance, property values, queues, things of that nature. I mean, they may be different companies, but they're all tied into real estate. Let's just be honest with you. So, where is those guys supposed to be? There was 2 other sets of guys I was supposed to be looking for. That's why I'm looking on the map. And I got distracted because of the punks. They were supposed to show up around here. However, here's the thing. While I'm trying to... Yeah, they're supposed to show up all the way at the end of that corner over there. Or was it left? Pretty sure it was... Oh, come on! Really? Ah, god damn it! Okay, you take a swing at me, that's the last thing you're gonna do. Because I'm gonna smash you. Yeah. Seth Rollins wished he did that to Cody Rhodes in that one match in Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Although he did put him out for about a good half of the year, but actually no, a good majority of the year. For making a pectoral injury a lot worse than what it already is. So what's over here? Oh, come on! Seriously? Alright, fine. We're just gonna have to beat up some more punks and actually enjoy having punks because Yakuza 3 limits them. Oh wait, hold on. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, we just ran into another side story. Trying to find Tachibana, but this side story's not too bad. It actually, like, all the side stories aren't really that bad, so long as you actually can complete them. And they do give you some good stuff. Well, some of them do. Others, they may be a wasted venture, depending on your decision. So with that said, this is Crazy Q. He is, trying to act like a delinquent. And more importantly, he is in a band full of delinquents. Okay, let me rephrase that. Their rock bands are wannabe delinquents, entertaining real delinquents. And they're trying to learn how to be delinquents. And if they actually say the wrong thing, they'll get fucked up. So, yeah. And what do I mean by fucked up? I mean they will get the hell beat out of them by those delinquents if they knew the truth. So, with that said, let's go deal with them. But before we do, I gotta deal with something first. I'll be right back. Hey, look, it's all those reused punks model that we keep on beating up throughout the entirety of the street. And that one dude, by the way, from part 2! Yeah, the guy who I ended up learning the Rush moveset from. Yes, he's in the background. How ironic. But whatever the case is, the Yokomichi Silvers are supposed to be this group of badasses that act like Yankees, but they technically aren't. They look like Yankees too, but the problem of the matter is they have to do a Q&A, and unfortunately they don't know how to be delinquents. They're pretty much every bit of a Hollywood celebrity as you could possibly think of, except they're in Japan. Now that I stop and think about it, there are some characters that show up in Yakuza that may be referenced to or actually be people in real life. Wait till we get to Miracle Johnson. But whatever the case, ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason for actually helping the Yokomichi Silvers act like true degenerates in front of this group of degenerates. And the reason for that is because of the fact that they actually give you a good accessory at the end of this if you actually help them out correctly. On top of the fact of them actually being of service to you, well, at least Crazy Kyo anyway, being of service to you later on in the chapter of Chapter 5, yes. But whatever the case, at first, the group was actually kind of a joke And then they grew popular.
Nani?
So, now Kiryu has to help them out in learning how to be a hardcore hooligan. Otherwise, those real-life hardcore hooligans will, you know, beat the fuck out of them, as I said earlier. Now you can actually give them the wrong answers and they'll either dissipate or they'll actually beat the fuck out of them. It all depends. But this is, without a doubt, a hilarious one because of just how easy, if you give them the right answers anyway, that these punks will actually buy into pretty much anything that is fed to them, so long that it actually, you know, messes with them. So just go on ahead and accept, because after all, you're gonna get some sort of benefit out of it anyway. Now, I'm gonna actually tell you how to make sure that the Yokomichi Silvers do not get curb stomped in the middle of the goddamn street. And while these guys do look like average punks, they're anything but. This guy looks like a drummer, and the other guy, he looks like one of the normal punks that you beat up every day. Seriously, they couldn't get any other models for these? Oh, I'm not gonna say nothing. They're the ones who made the game. I mean, I understand game limitations, understandable, but still, beggars can't be choosers. So, for Crazy Kyo, who's gonna ask you what could be an opening remark, say start your engines, because anything else will get him laughed out of the building. And the thing is, Yankees are actually influenced by the American greasers. Which begs the question to America, why are you being dicks? I mean, come on guys, seriously. Everybody around the world looks after us. And takes after us too. The last thing we need is for them to copy us. And by the way, on to the drummer. He wants to know what would be the best thing to say that he does on his day off, because they're going to ask. So, even though he does a lot of personal things that may be normal, it's not hardcore hooligans. So for him, you're going to have one of two answers. And one of the two answers would be either one, you would tell him to say fighting all day, or two, rescuing puppies. Because here's the thing, the hooligans love fights, but they also love dogs too. Pretty much sounds like the hood. Y'all don't realize that the hood is all around the world. You don't know how ghetto many places can get. Since those thugs and hooligans and biker gangs, oh yeah, Kanji Tatsumi, constantly beating up biker gangs, even though he looks like he is one. He basically fights all day to try to keep up appearances so that people would actually, you know, take him seriously, and in the way sense to fight off the fact he's been rejected. But nonetheless, Aku is the last one. For him, you gotta just tell him to not say anything. And by the way, the Aku that I'm thinking of is not the Aku that's here. No, Aku being a menace to Samurai Jack. But nonetheless, you could tell him to stay silent and it'll make him look more like an intimidating badass of not saying anything, as opposed to actually saying something stupid. Any of the other answers will get them laughed out of the building. But regardless, they'll still, or at least Crazy Kiryu will still come to help you out in Chapter 5. Yeah, I found that out the hard way. So with that said, let's get the discussion panel on the way, and if you got the answers right, the crowd's reaction would be positive. So with that said, let's see how that crowd reacts. But seriously, all those guys look like goons I'm going to have to beat up later on. If they cross my path, they'll probably shake down some innocent civilian. And you know, I find it very ironic that I choose now of all times to start playing Yakuza games, considering the Japanese government will put the stranglehold on the Yakuza. Ouch. Just ouch. My timing sucks. But nonetheless, not only are these guys waiting for them to act cool, but they're also waiting for a song too. And unfortunately, we don't get to see the song. And in case you're wondering, I do believe Zero actually was released on the PS3. So yeah, if you were expected to find out any songs there, no. Instead, I'm playing the PS4 version. By the way, when Kiryu starts off, he basically uses Kiryu's advice, and all the punks are buying it. So, let's hope that the next one works. Which is Sleazy Tarashi. I just realized that guy's name is Sleazy Tarashi. Even though he's never slept with a woman in his life. And the crowd bought that too! And they want to get their ass kicked! And he just got into it. I gotta give him credit. Kiryu's advice would just help somebody and they just roll along with it. And speaking of rolling along with it, Bad Boy Aku. If you gave him anything else, it would be a hilarious reaction and an ass kicking. But giving him silence? Look at them all. They are shocked and in awe. And he doesn't say anything. I love this game so much. Just for the fact that you can actually make whatever situation you want, and it could be hilarious. I mean, so long as you don't save, you could do it again and see the results over and over again. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we got the right answers, and my neighbor's dog is going completely out of control. Literally right by my damn window. If you hear barking, that's probably the neighbor's dog. But with that said, they took everything to heart, and needless to say, we get ourselves a wild shirt for our troubles. And by the way, any new item you get, bear in mind the rarity of it. That means that those things are going to sell well, and more importantly, they actually may be beneficial to you. That wild shirt is one of those things. You put that on, you're pretty much going to have some good defense early on. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's another side story already in the books. We'll be seeing him again in Chapter 5, among other people. Oh, but our quest to find out who Tachibana is not done just yet. I'm going to stop for now because this was a plot dump and a quest hunt, but in the next episode we will continue to find Tachibana and may end up running into people. Preferably Miss Tatsu so I can learn my third style. This is RVman985. See you guys next time.